We have received over 300 complaints from vulnerable workers working for this company, Grouped Property Services, or one of its associated entities, and we've received those complaints over a 10-year period. Grouped Property Services is a company that's been at the centre of a scheme that has been designed to deprive vulnerable workers of their wages and entitlements for a very long time, and we're very pleased that the court has handed down nearly $500,000 worth of penalties in response to their behaviour. Rosario Pucci and his brother Enrico have been engaged in a scheme involving around 10 companies over a period of almost 10 years. And what we've seen is that a number of these companies have been liquidated over the course of this period of time, and as we've started to investigate, companies have been liquidated, leaving no assets to pay the workers with. And that's why in this case, straight off the bat, when we filed this matter, we sought and obtained freezing orders from the court to freeze the assets of GPS so they wouldn't be able to get away with moving the assets out, and that money would be held for the workers. Well, certainly we see a lot of conduct that worries us, and this is at the extreme end of the spectrum. What we've seen here is vulnerable workers being paid well below what they're entitled to, or indeed not being paid at all. We've got examples in this case, over 50 workers were involved in this case, of workers who were unable to support their partners through chemotherapy because they weren't paid properly or not paid at all. We've seen international students unable to continue their studies or continue work because they weren't paid properly. And we've certainly seen very deliberate and calculated behaviour from these two brothers. They have engaged in sham contracting, they've engaged in fake labour hire companies, and they've underpaid some very vulnerable workers over a long period of time. A large number of the workers were from a range of non-English speaking backgrounds. So we have Italian and Colombian workers here, as well as Vietnamese, Chinese, and a number of other nationalities. And some of them were also on visas, including visas where the way in which they were working might have compromised their visas. So one of the things that we really applaud is these vulnerable workers coming forward to the Fair Work Ombudsman for help, and we can protect visa holders, including around their visa conditions if they come to us for help. We have an arrangement with the Department of Immigration to make sure their visa is not compromised if they work with us to bring operators like this to justice. Certainly it's concerning to us that we are seeing an increasing number of visa holders who are being exploited, who aren't being paid correctly. However, we are pleased that visa holders are coming to us in greater numbers for help, and it's very important. If you're on a visa and you're being exploited and you're worried about your job or your visa, you can still come to us for help. We can protect you, and if you're still worried, you can come to us anonymously. We have an online anonymous tip-off form on our website at fairwork.gov.au where you can tell us what you know without us having to know who you are.